Hi, I am so glad that you're here. Welcome to this kind of beginner, low impact version of my bootcamp class. Thing to keep in mind is that if this is your first time or your fifth time doing this class, you want to be able to come back to it again and again. So taking it mindfully, don't push yourself past your limitations and hurt yourself so that you can't come back again. Better to move slowly, move safely, and slowly build up your strength over time. So let's get started. If you're working on balance, you might want to have a chair close by, something to just hold on to while we're doing a few of the standing things. But otherwise, you do not need any props, just yourself and a mat if you have one. If you don't, you can probably manage on your carpet or something. I would not recommend doing this on a hard floor without anything. Oh yeah, and that's one other thing. We are going to be doing some stuff on hands and knees. If you have sensitive knees, then maybe you also want to have a blanket just to fold up and put under your knees while we're doing the portion that we're on hands and knees. But that's everything. Let's go. We'll start out standing. If you have a mat, maybe you want to come to the top of your mat. I'm not going to be at the top of my mat because I'm going to face you as much as I can. I'll turn to the side shortly. Taking your feet hip width apart, grounding into your heels, and then lengthening your spine up nice and tall, staying soft in your knees. Take an inhale in through your nose, inhaling all the way into the pit of your stomach. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Doing two more like that. Inhale, filling your whole chest cavity with your breath. Exhaling through your mouth. Last one. Take hands together at the heart. And then stay soft in your knees. With an inhale, let's sweep the arms up and overhead, warming up your arms. Let's exhale, hands back to the heart. Two more. Inhale, sweeping up, getting big with your breath. Exhale, hands to the heart. And last one, inhale to sweep it up and overhead. Staying here, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. With an exhale, bending your knees a lot, hinging at your hips and folding forward. You can keep your knees bent a lot in your forward fold, just gently starting to draw your hips up towards the sky, but staying mindful, being loose in your neck, loosen your jaw, even soften the muscles of your face. Let's ground into your heels a lot and use an inhale to find a halfway lift, flattening your back. Knees can stay bent. Exhale, folding. Let's do one more like that, warming a little in your spine. Inhale to draw halfway up. Exhale to fold. I'm going to plant the hands and step back into a plank pose, a high push-up pose. If you know that pose is not for you, you can come straight to where we're going next, which is a push-up position with your knees down. You want your knees in, not like right under your hips so you're in a tabletop position, but more step back so that you're in a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. And if that is too much, you can start to just inch your knees up till you find a comfortable position. We're going to go into push-ups. So let's draw your belly button up towards the spine. Wrap your elbows so that they are in line. So like the eye of your elbow is facing forward. We'll use an inhale to come halfway down. Exhale, press up. Inhaling halfway down. Exhale, pressing up. We're going to do two more. Inhale, halfway down. Exhale, press. Last one, inhale, halfway down. Exhale, pressing up. Hips come back to the heels, lengthening your arms long, finding a child's pose. And your child's pose might not look like my child's pose. Maybe your hips stay up a little higher. It doesn't matter. You want to be sinking your chest forward. Just finding some rest. Let's inhale all the way back up, coming back into that modified push-up position with your knees down. We're going to do 4 more. This time, elbows face out. We'll use an inhale to come halfway down, so elbows really nice and wide. Exhale, press up. Inhale, halfway down. Exhale, press up. 2 more. And again, stopping when you know that you are at your limit. Last one. Now, this time, let's lower all the way to the mat. You want your hands right underneath your shoulders. With an inhale, let's roll the shoulders up first and then back, drawing your shoulder blades together, lifting your chest, lifting your heart, long in your neck. Let's lift the palms too, so you're using just back strength to get a lift through your chest. Inhale, 1 more here. Exhale, let's lower all the way down so that your third eye touches the mat. Hands stay hovering. And then next, inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, lowering down. So warming up and strengthening your back. We'll do 2 more. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. And inhale to lift. Exhale, lowering all the way down, pressing into your hands, lifting up through hands and knees, tucking your toes. Maybe you can press back into a downward dog. So hips lifted, legs working towards straight, heavy in your chest. If downward dog does not work for you, that's no problem. You can just keep your knees down, lengthening your hips back towards your heels. Where we're going to go next is into a forward fold. So if you're in that knees down, downward dog, then you can just quickly lift up and walk your feet forward. If you're in a downward dog, just walking feet forward to the hand. We'll meet here, again, knees bent a lot, lengthening, getting kind of loose and dangly in your spine. So root into your heels really firmly, sweeping your arms out, keeping your back as flat as you can as you lift all the way up. Hands come together overhead. And let's exhale, hands to the heart. Again, we'll inhale, arms up and overhead. With an exhale, we're going to bend the knees a lot. Keep your chest lifted as you sink down into a chair pose. So maybe your chair pose looks like this. Maybe it looks like this. Maybe it looks something a little bit more like this. Whatever works in your body right now. Let's use 1 more inhale in our chair pose, sinking in a little bit deeper from wherever you are. With an exhale, pressing yourself up to stand. When you come to stand, getting a squeeze around your glutes and a squeeze around the front of your waist. Let's inhale to sink back in and exhale to press up. If your arms are starting to get tired from lengthening and drawing back, you can just keep hands together at the heart. Whatever works for you. The more you can bring your arms into your workout, the more blood is going to pump through your chest, through your heart. So working on using your arms as much as you can, but resting when you need to. 1 more like this. Pressing all the way up. We're going to add on. If you're challenged with your balance, find a chair and just take it right next to you. We're going to sink into a chair. Exhale to press up. This time when you press up, take your right knee with you. Move really slowly. Inhale, sinking all the way back in. Exhale, press up. Stay on the right side for 5. That's 3, 2, and last one, drawing all the way up. Sinking into a chair, and we'll go straight to the other side. So left knee draws up. Inhale, sinking in. And exhale, drop. So of course here you need to use your core a lot. Belly button stays drawn back to your spine. Try not to swing your knee up, but draw it up mindfully using core strength. This is the last one, drawing all the way up. Sinking back into our chair. This is it for our chairs for now. Let's sweep the arms up and overhead, inhaling. Exhaling through your mouth as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold, planting your hands. And then again, we're coming into that modified push-up position. If this is still too much for you, just walk your knees forward a little bit until you find where you can support yourself with your arms. Wherever you are, we're going to take an inhale in. With an exhale, you're going to draw right knee towards your right elbow. Ow, we're getting a little squeeze right in the side of your waist. And we'll do the other side, left knee towards left elbow. And I'm sorry, we have a home phone and it's ringing. I'm just going to ignore it. Three more. Last one. And we'll sink hips back to the heels, stretching out, tractioning your spine for a child's pose, just for a breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Sweeping back up onto hands and knees. We'll lower all the way to the floor. Let's lengthen your arms forward and root a lot into your pubic bone. From here, we're going to stay long in your neck, so find something to look at on the floor. Don't crank your head to look forward. With an inhale, let's pick up hands and feet and shoulders. With an exhale, let's drop everything down, including your forehead. And inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This is maybe too much. You maybe want to keep your hands underneath your shoulders and just work on a gentle lift, trying to press into your hands as little as possible. Or maybe you're just lifting a half an inch off the floor and back down. Let's do one more. Release all the way down. Hands come underneath the shoulders, pressing yourself up and back. Coming onto hands and knees. This time you really do want your knees right underneath your hips, hands right underneath your shoulders. And like I said before, if you have sensitive knees, we're going to be here for a little while. So maybe you take a blanket, folded blanket underneath your knees to give you a little bit of extra cushion, a little extra padding. Let's make sure that we have got a nice neutral spine. So you don't want your belly hanging out down here. And you don't want it rounding up like this either. Nice flat back, belly drawn in, just enough to support around your spine. Keeping that support around your spine, let's send the right toes back behind you down to touch. If you find balance here, then maybe you send your left fingertips forward to touch. Or you keep your left hand down. If you have balance here, wherever you are, let's use an exhale to lift left hand, right foot. And then maybe if you have your hand right underneath your shoulder, you're just working on lifting your leg. 4 more. Exhale to lift. Inhale to touch down. Last one. And we'll come back onto hands and knees. tucking your toes, pressing yourself up, maybe up through a downward dog to walk your feet forward to the hands, or coming into a forward fold another way. Turn to face the screen, grounding into your heels, sweeping your arms out wide, inhaling, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Taking a moment, grounding into your heels, lengthening your spine tall. Just resetting with your breath. And then we're going to meet back in our beloved chair pose. So bending your knees a lot, sending your feet way back behind you, and then again, way back for you might be here, it might be here. Wherever you are, we're going to do a little bit more balance on this one. So again, you might want to use a chair. Let's take an inhale in, and then exhale. Let's step your right foot out to the right, and then back in. So let's actually inhale to step out, exhale, draw in. Hands can stay pressed firmly at your heart. I know that this leg, your left leg, is seriously burning right now. Mine is too. We'll do 3 more. And then we're going to step your right foot back and step it forward. Taking a break when you need to, but it can be really beneficial to your muscles to completely tire them out. So to work them to their max without going over their max, without hurting yourself. 1 more, stepping back and forward. And then let's reach arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to step out wide. Heels turned in, toes turned out. Bending your knees so that your knees come right over your heels. From here, let's sweep the arms out so that they're straight in line with your shoulders. Grounding into your heels a lot, engaging in your legs. Maybe you sink in a little deeper. And then let's take little rolls of your shoulders back. So you want to be moving not from your fingertips to your wrist, but be moving really from your shoulders. When your shoulders start to burn, just think about what you're doing with your legs. Maybe you can even sink in a little deeper. Keeping your shoulders rolling back. We spend enough of our day rolling forward, so let's get opening in your chest, rolling back. And I know, I'm feeling it. My shoulders are on fire. 3 more. Let's sweep the arms down, giving a little bit of a break. Inhale, sweeping arms up and overhead. Exhaling through your mouth as you sweep your hands down. Inhale, sweeping up. And exhale. 1 more like that. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, releasing. And we'll inhale back into that same, this is called goddess pose. Arms straight out from the shoulders. This time, let's cactus the arms, so elbows are bent, but really active in your arms, as if you were making like showing your muscles in the mirror. And then we'll take the palms forward. Inhale here. With an exhale, drawing your right elbow to your right knee. Inhale, drawing up. Exhale, other side. If you are still sticking with this, amazing job, because although this is a class designed for beginners, it is not nothing. It's a hard class. One more over to the left, and we'll come to center. Inhale to sweep the arms up and overhead. Let's exhale to draw your hands to interlace behind your back. If your hands don't interlace, then maybe you can grab your wrists or grab your elbows, lifting your chest a lot, bending in your knees. Let's fold forward. Long in your neck. Maybe you give your neck a little shake. no, and a little shake, yes. If you have your hands clasped, maybe you reach your knuckles up towards the sky. If you have your elbows clasped, maybe you just reach your elbows up towards the sky. Let's release your hands to plant. And then let's find your way to come back onto hands and knees. Let's switch around this way, switch it up a little bit. From here, again, finding that stable, flat back position. This time, left leg reaches back behind you. Finding your balance, finding your core is really important here. Belly button drawn back to your spine. Low ribs are knitting in towards each other. And when you're ready, if you feel ready, right fingertips reach forward. We'll inhale right here. Exhale to lift. Inhale, touching down. Exhale, lifting. Staying stable. You might be getting a little bit of a shake. That's okay. Last one. And then let's release back onto hands and knees. Tucking your toes and pressing back into a downward dog. Walking hands forward to your feet, forward to your hands. Forward fold. Grounding into your heels, sweeping arms out wide. Inhaling, arms all the way up and overhead. And exhaling, hands to your heart. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, sinking into your chair. With an inhale, let's step your left foot out to the left. And exhale to bring it in. So you can just touch your toes down really lightly, both places. If you need to find a little bit more balance, to ground more into your heel when you draw your knee in, completely do that. Last one, drawing in. We're going to go straight to stepping back, touching toes lightly down, and in. Even though you're burning up your legs right now, let's be mindful of your core as well. Let's be mindful of staying open and lifted in your chest. Let's be mindful of your breath, that you are still breathing steadily. Last time, stepping back and forward, rooting into your heels. Arms sweep up and overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to meet lying on your backs. Finishing up with a little bit of core work. So coming onto your back, knees hugged into your chest, taking a little gentle rock from side to side, just to soften around your sacrum, loosen up. From here, let's take the hands alongside your body and then draw your knees so that they're right over your hips. Maybe to stabilize here, you want to slide your hands right underneath your hips a little bit. There's some other options. We'll talk about those in a minute. Let me just show you what we're going to be doing. We're going to be inhaling. With an exhale, your feet are pointed, touching right toes down. And then exhale, drawing back up. So let's actually inhale, touch the toes down, using the strength of an exhale to draw back up. So you either have your hands alongside your body. Maybe you open arms out into a T to stabilize in your shoulders. If you want to take this a little bit up a level, you can take your fingertips to the back of your skull and lift up head, neck, and shoulders. Only if you can keep your low back pressed into the mat. Whew, okay, we've been doing this a long time. Let's release down, knees hug into the chest. Little rock side to side. Opening your arms wide. We'll come back into that same position, but this time I want everyone's arms out in a T. Your chin's parallel to the floor, knees right over the hips. Let's zip the legs together, so ankles pressed together, heels pressed together, knees pressed together, even inner thighs drawing towards each other. With an inhale, dropping your knees over towards the left, just as far as they'll go. You're definitely not going all the way. And then drawing up through center with an exhale. Inhale over to the right, just to hover. Exhale through center. So maybe you don't go very far. That doesn't matter. What you want to do is really keep conscious of active legs hugging in towards each other. That is going to activate your deep core muscles. One more to each side. Last time over to the left. And up to center. Let's take soles of the feet to the floor. And then draw your arms up and overhead, lengthening. From here, windshield wiping your knees side to side. Just loosening up any tension that might have built up in your low back, around your sacrum, or around your glutes, your hips. And then speaking of glutes, while we're here, let's take hands alongside the body, grounding into your heels, grounding into the tops of your shoulders, and then using an inhale to lift your hips. And maybe your hips just lift a tiny bit off the mat. Maybe you can find a little bit more lift. Taking a couple of breaths, just widening open across your chest, lifting your heart, finding space in your rib cage and your lungs. And then let's use an inhale to drop your hips halfway from wherever they are. And an exhale to press them up to wherever the top is for you. Stay firmly grounded into your heels. Maybe you even energetically drawing your heels more towards your shoulders. That will activate your hamstrings as well as your glutes. Two more. Last one. And release all the way down. Again, softening your low back with a couple of windshield wipes of your knees side to side. Let's hug the right knee into the chest, lengthening your left leg long. And that's it. We're just going to stretch out and you've done it. So enjoying knee hugging into the chest. Maybe you find some compression between your upper leg and your belly. Sending your breath to that space. Let's bend your left knee, taking the sole of your left foot to the floor. And then let's cross your right ankle on your knee, opening your right knee out to the right. Maybe you stay right here with your right hand pressed into your thigh, just pressing away, finding some opening in your inner hip. You can see also about threading your right hand through, drawing your knees in, and maybe interlacing your hands behind your knee. If you can't find that reach, a lot of people can't, you can use a strap, you can use a ditch towel, you can use anything to just wrap behind your knee and then grab hold of with your hands and then gently draw your legs in towards your torso. Softening as much as you can, where you can. So soften your inner thighs maybe. soft in your outer hips, inner hips, low belly. Let's release your left foot to the floor. And then let's open arms out to a T and let your knees fall over to the right. So your right foot is hooked on your left ankle. That might feel like a lot, too much on that outer left hip. If that's the case, you can just unhook your foot off of your knee and just wherever you are, let your knees be heavy. Taking 3 slow, steady breaths. Maybe you even are taking your breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Activating your parasympathetic nervous system, that part of your nervous system that tells you it's okay to relax. It's okay. You're safe to be here stretching. Letting your muscles know that they can release. Let's draw the knees back up to center, sending your right leg long. Left knee hugs into the chest. Taking a couple of breaths here, just breathing into that space of compression of your leg onto your belly. We'll bend the right knee and cross your left ankle on your right knee. And again, take a moment of opening your inner hip here by taking your left hand and just gently pressing into your inner thigh. Let's thread your left hand through. And then again, if you use something to help on the other side, maybe you do it again here. Maybe you don't need it on this side. Sometimes the body can be really different from one side to the other. Heavy in your shoulders wherever you are. Steady in your breath. Softening where you can. Maybe you're softening in your jaw, the muscles of your face. Let's release your right foot to the floor, opening your arms to a T, and then letting your knees fall over to the left. And then just like before, maybe you unhook your top foot, or maybe you keep it there. That is dependent on how your body feels right now. You want to, as much as you can, keep your right shoulder hooked down towards the floor. Taking 3 steady breaths. Draw the knees all the way back up. Soles of the feet come to the floor. And let's wrap your arms around you, giving yourself a little hug. Even maybe holding tight onto the opposite shoulder, walking your fingertips as far into your shoulder as you can. And then hugging really tightly, squeezing your chest. Also getting a little bit of traction, a little stretch in your arms. One more breath in here, just hugging into yourself. Maybe you release and exhale out of your mouth. As you soften your arms alongside your body, palms can turn up to the sky. And send your legs long, heels turned in, toes turned out. Coming into resting pose, Shavasana. Just being heavy on your mat. Maybe you kind of adjust a little bit here and there. Smooth out any wrinkles. And that you can really let yourself go. And staying here as long as you can. Letting the work that you've done have a little bit of time to set and settle into your muscles, into your joints and your ligaments. You can even pause the video and stay here for as long as your household will allow. When you feel ready, pressing yourself up to find a seat. Any kind of seat that's comfortable. You do not have to be cross-legged. Taking hands together at your heart. Bowing your third eye to your fingertips. Finding so much gratitude for this time you've had to take care of yourself today. Keeping this attitude of self-nourishment throughout your day. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to email me with questions, notifications, or anything else. And there'll be a couple but more in this series. We'll do one that's straight yoga and one that's a little bit more cardio. And be well and take care of yourself.
Can I go get the mail?
Yeah.